Hello everybody. Oh, I'm not as set up as I thought I was. The 10-minute timer, let me tell you what happened to that. I stopped doing the time-lapse camera, and that made things way quicker for setup, so that's where that went. I still managed to be late though, so you know, you can count on one thing with Imgar. Who are you, Magician Mac? I don't remember your name. Just a little bit more. Let me do something about this light. Whoa, washed out. No, I think we'll leave it like this. I think we're otherwise ready to go. Oh, I meant to take this off. This is not ready for viewing yet. There we go. Okay. So I'm just gonna put that over there, and we can start. Hello, everybody. Mackenzie. Hello. Mackenzie Hill, was it? It rings a bell. I definitely remember the name Mackenzie. So, here's what we had. Still in need of more work, though, I think. Oh, I got it right, did I? It was a bit of a guess. You know what I'm going to do first off? I'm going to get some actual kind of stacks and stomps out here and archways. So let's get another archway out here, and maybe a stomp after that. Actually, let's do the full... Why don't we do the full thing? We'll do an archway, a stack, and a stomp. I think the thing that... I get the same kind of memory. I think the reason that you're remembering that is maybe the lighting, because back in those days we didn't have the same lighting. And I think it looked surprisingly similar to what we have here. So I'm going to do an air cylinder just to clear out the water here. Air 3030, mask water. And I'm just going to clear out the water, and we're just going to do... Ooh! This does not want to play ball, apparently. There was some extra... sand hiding down there. Alrighty. So I'm going to do a BR. So we're going to take a cylinder brush, and I'm going to put in some stacks and stomps, and it's going to look like a geography textbook, because we've all seen geography textbooks, and so have I. Hello, Cogwhistle, welcome. So let's see here. So I'm going to do a BR cylinder stone. Let's see here. Let's do 50. Wait. Width of 5 and height of 20 maybe? Let's try that, see what happens. If I go boom, and a boom, and there we have a stack. Wait, we're going to do a stack next, aren't we? So we'll make this a stack, and we'll make, say, this one a stomp. There we go. Okay. I haven't had a chance to get my cup of tea quite yet. I'll do it. I think I'll do it at the weekend, but I'm looking forward to it. Again, thank you very much. I was going to turn on a donation ticker because I wanted to say thanks to the people who've donated, but I haven't managed to get it quite right yet. I don't want it to just be this giant scrawling thing with donations. I don't know if you saw it at the start there, but I'm just trying to modify that a little bit, make it a bit more acceptable to see. Oh, that sounds good. Marigold petals, interesting. So I'm going to join these up here so we get a. I think we need a bigger brush than this, so we can get like an archway in here. I'm going to pull it over here. Yeah, Ace definitely approves, I think. I already had my tea this morning. Actually, I had my tea on an empty stomach, which means I had a little bit of nausea feeling, which is not good. I mean, that's how weak my stomach is, apparently, that I can't handle freaking tea. Empty stomach tea is too much for me, apparently. Alrighty, there we are. So we have a bit of an archway there. I'm gonna make it a bit rounder because I think that's how nature works. Who knows? I'm not nature. Soda? No, not really, actually. I can drink coffee. Some coffee I'm okay with, but caffeine kind of I haven't got great tolerance for caffeine at the moment. So, and milk also. I guess I have kind of a weak stomach really. I can't really handle too much milk, so lattes and things just too much for me. Uh-oh, have I said something bad? I don't know. What's Coca-Cola Classic? Is that with sugar instead of corn syrup? Because I think, I don't know, I've had whatever we have in Europe, Coca-Cola wise. I don't know what that is, technically. It's just regular Coca-Cola. I know it has sugar instead of corn syrup, which is what the US has, right? It's looking pretty cool, and let's just play a little bit more with this one. I'm just going to use these brushes kind of together, because what they'll let me do is create, oh wait, it should definitely be thinner in the middle, shouldn't it? So let's thin it off in the middle, and then we can make it wider again at the top. Because the wave action should be eroding this area a little bit faster. I'm just going to push back a little bit here. Oh goodness. Don't drink too much Coke, guys. It's not good for you. Whoa, that's not what I intended. Although, screw it, it looks okay. I'm just going to build this out this way a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. And then we've got a stack. And here we have a stump, so let's just do this one real quick, and then you can all tell your geography teachers that you've been studying really hard, and you know what all of these formations are. Well, hey! Hello! I actually find green tea is kind of definitely quite bad for my stomach. It's got quite a lot of tannins. That's the thing that colours tea. Apparently, not the thing that colours tea black, but I don't know. It's like some kind of dye, and it's really good. It's very good for you, but it does agitate the stomach, which is bad if you're a weakling like me. Today I am building out this way. So this is the bay that I've been working on, and I'm kind of making some sea formations out here, just because I think they look cool. So we've got a this thing, I'm not sure what technically this is. We've got an archway, we have a stack, and we have a stump. Oh goodness, green tea in a can. It's not good. You mean describing how to get the mod? If you Google, I can tell you what the mod's called. I'm using, this is World Edit, and we're using Voxel Sniper as well, so it's Voxel Sniper and World Edit. So anytime you see me type /B, it's Voxel Sniper, and anytime you see me type /BR, it's World Edit. Well, I think I will be posting a map download at some point, because I think there's some demand for it. I kind of wanted it to be finished before I let you guys have it, but it's taking a long time, so maybe it's better to just release kind of an unfinished version. So I actually need to do a so I'm doing a brush erode lift here, which lets me push or pull the terrain, and so I'm gonna push the terrain in here to simulate wave erosion. I started trying to prepare a story actually, and it's sad. I went on my Facebook wall to find. I posted this story on Facebook, and I wanted to reread what I'd written and basically retell it. But I went to my Facebook wall, and I saw a nasty comment that my co-teacher had left me after I abandoned ship and fled from Korea. And it made me feel really upset, so I stopped. because I felt bad about having kind of abandoned them. So that's what happened to that story. So the gunpowder and the arrow are the tools that Voxel Sniper uses. So when I typed BE lift, that is brush erode lift, it sets. Yeah, no, I still feel quite guilty about it, really, which sucks because, well, I mean, I probably shouldn't have done it, to be fair, but whatever. Too late now. I've done it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think we're good here. I'm just gonna blend the top here. And over here, get that bit too. Yes. Okay. Let's do an overlay. The overlay. It does, doesn't it? Wibble wobble wibble wobble. I can kind of imagine. It probably doesn't taste very good though. I can imagine eating it. It probably tastes like like watery, like kind of watery blue raspberry flavor or something. So I'm going to do an overlay brush, yeah. I'm going to just put some grass on here. And I think a little bit of grass on here. And then none on there, of course. Yep. And then I'm just going to do a sand overlay real quick. Yep, sand overlay is already on. I'm just going to overlay down here, and we're just going to cover up a little bit of this rock and get rid of the grass that I accidentally dropped down here. So I wonder if I have a story. I should do stone here, actually. Or we'll just get rid of that, to be honest. So the overlay command is B. B for Voxel Sniper brush, space, overlay for the overlay brush. And then I think that's it. Yeah, and you can choose the voxel, that is the, oops, goodness. You can choose the block you want to place by doing V space, the name of the block, or by aiming at the block that you want and just doing V/V. Cool. So I think we're good. Yeah, I'm gonna fill this back in again, and we'll see what it looks like. Actually, yes. So this is a world edit command. So I'm selecting an area using this wooden axe, because the wooden axe is called the wand. I can select an area using that. Alright, so I'll select one of these. So I select this area here, so it's all where I want the water to go, and then I'm going to do // replace air, water, and this is a world edit command, and it will, boom! Water is back. Oh. Not completely. Missed a spot. So, I'm going to pause one here. Kind of hard to see where it went, fortunately. I should just remember what height the water level's at, really, shouldn't I? We can go into here, and we'll do the same command. What? Oh, I messed up. I set position 1 twice. That's fine. So if I go here, pause 2. That work? Guess it works. See what happens. Yeah, got it. Favorite candy. So I know you have different candy in America versus the UK. We have my favorite might be Snickers, actually. That's a great kind of candy. We call it chocolate. Or for some reason. I mean, it's kind of dumb. But then again, so is calling it candy. I mean, who knows? Anyway, there we go. It's looking good. So, we need to decide what we're going to put in here. I I'm kind of scared that it needs to be more palm trees. Alright, good night, Mr. T-Gamer. So maybe we can do some more palm trees. Oh, I hate doing palm trees, whatever, I'll just do it. So let's do it. I'll do one more palm tree. So this is going to be quite heavy. Excuse me. It's going to be quite heavily using world edit commands. So I'm going to do a line 17.3. So this is going to make a line between the two corners. So there we go. I've got a 19 block long line. Now I'm going to use another brush. We're going to use BR. This is a world edit brush. BR Catenary. And this creates like a hanging rope kind of line. So the arguments I think are the length of that rope. So 1.05 is 5% longer than the straight line. And then you choose the material, which is 17.3, that's jungle wood. Nope, no you don't. You use the material first, and then you choose the length. And for some reason, the direction you do this in matters. So there we go. We choose here and we choose here. And oh, that's not what I meant to do. We also want to set a width here, so we're going to set a width of 1, which makes it quite a fat tree. Oh, I've been to the US actually. It's not a very exciting story, but I can say I went there for my cousin's wedding. I have a cousin who lives in America. Or he's an American, I should say. And I went there for his wedding, so we had a US bachelor party. Do they call it bachelor party? Yeah, they call it a bachelor party, right? We call it a stag do, but bachelor party sounds better, I think. Sounds more, well, I don't know, actually, stag do sounds good too. So we went to, it was Maryland. We were in Maryland. That's where my family lives. And we went on a bender, not really a bender, I suppose. We went to Ocean City of all places, which I'm sure you can tell me is not the greatest spot in the whole of the US. I'm actually gonna cut this, and I'm gonna do a flip. So I'm gonna look in the direction I want to flip it, i.e. up and down, and then I'm gonna do a paste. And hopefully what this will do is flip it to be the right way up. Not that it matters too much, but also it gives me more space here. So now what I'm going to do is use that same brush. Wow, that's a cool name. That is super cool. So I am making a palm tree at the moment. So what I'm going to do now is go in the middle here, and I'm going to make a sphere. So I'm going to do H sphere, so a hollow sphere. And I have to choose the material next, so I'm going to do 17.7. 17.7 is the non-rotting variant of jungle leaves. And I'm going to do... Oh wait, no I'm not. I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to do 1% that, and I'm going to do 99% air. So we'll just get a few of these scattered around at a distance of, let's say 9. Okay, I did the wrong one. It's not 17, it is 18. And there we are. And again, we have a problem here because we haven't got anything over this side at all. So let's undo that, and we'll just try again. Try and get a better generation where we have a better spread of the leaves. Okay, well that really didn't work. So let's just do it again. We'll do it twice, and then we'll delete some ones that we don't want. Oh, I see what happened there actually. So we overwrote the previous sphere. So let's just do one of size 8, which shouldn't overwrite the previous sphere. There we go. Okay, now we've got plenty of leaves to play with. So I'm just going to thin this down a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of a few of these where there are too many all in one place. Like over here we've got a bunch of leaves and it's too many leaves, so we're just going to clear a few of these out. Yep, that looks good. And we also need to just patch this back up because we did put a cylinder, a sphere of air in, which caused, of course, some of this stuff to go. Yeah, it's quite a lot different. I think. Am I right in saying Maryland is it New England? They call it. It didn't seem. I mean, it was just seemed like not that different from Europe, really. I mean, it was obviously much more American, but I mean, not as American as I think it probably gets. We saw the Amish people. That was an eye-opener. So now what I'm going to do here is we're going to use the quaternary brush again. So I'm going to demonstrate it real quick so you guys can see exactly what it does for anyone who doesn't know. So we're going to do quaternary, and we're going to do 17.7. That is leaves that don't rot. Jungle leaves that don't rot. And I'm just going to demonstrate this to you, what it does. So if I choose here and I choose here, you see we get this nice little arch, which you may notice that kind of looks a bit like a palm tree leaf, a palm leaf, or palm frond, if you will, if you want to be technical. And so that's kind of what I'm going to use here. In fact, I might just try with a standard 1.2 and see what happens. So I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to go to here, and there we go. We got a leaf, and let's do the same thing here. And we're basically just going to do this the whole way around. Oh, okay. Well, this hasn't worked already, so there's already a problem here. But we'll deal with that later. It's become one giant leaf, which isn't really what we wanted, or at least not what I wanted. I don't know what you guys wanted, but I don't want to speak for you. So I'm being careful here, always to go from the lower position to the higher position because of how this brush works. I don't know why it works this way, but the way it works, if you go from a higher position to a lower position, then you end up with a much longer kind of hanging, as it were. It hangs a lot lower. Like here. So we went the wrong way here, so we have to go from the lower position to the upper position. Yeah, I've heard a lot of kind of America is very varied, which is cool. I suspect that it's perhaps more what's the word, uniform than Europe is, say. But I mean, you know, it's a whole continent, so there's got to be a lot of interesting stuff happening there for sure. I've been talking with my girlfriend, and we definitely want to go for a road trip. I think she wants to do. Is it Route 66? The big route somewhere? I don't know exactly. She's the one who knows all the stuff about the US. She's been there a few times, I think. Alrighty. So I'm gonna take in there maybe, and one in there. Cool. Oh, this is shaping up nicely. This has been, yeah, a surprisingly good kind of spread of leaves so far. From the random generation, did a good job. Oh, it sounds good. I loved when I was in New Zealand. We had a car. We bought a car and basically drove around the whole country, and that was awesome. Like really good. So much fun. It's the first and only time I've owned a car, and so it's a real kind of eye-opener. I'd say just great fun, great sense of freedom. I mean, also of course didn't have to work or anything, so we had this real sense of irresponsibility, I suppose. Only 3. I haven't been on any, so you know, no need to make me feel jealous. And there we go. The reason I'm doing this upside down, I should mention, is that this brush only works this one way as far as I'm aware. I don't know how to do it any other way, and this works just fine. So we do it upside down, and then we flip it. Is the plan here. I think yeah, Route 66 should be some good fun. I had some of my colleagues at work had recently gone on a trip to I'm not sure where they went. It was Death Valley. They were in Death Valley. So I've heard. I think a lot of quite a lot of the US is quite flat, isn't it? Exceptionally flat. I seem to remember hearing. This is a mistake. Let's just undo that. Wow, that was just a straight line, huh? And we'll get this boy. And in that. And I think we have what could start to pass for a palm tree. Alrighty, so let's flip this bad boy over. Clause 1. So I'm going to pause 2 over here actually, because we didn't capture quite the whole tree. I think there's a lot of the US is flat, maybe not most, but so we're going to do a cut, and we're going to realise that we left some blocks, but it's fine, we don't need all of them. I'm going to dig a little hole here, just for me to paste this into. So we're going to do a paste, and now this is important, we want to do -A so that we don't paste any of that air that we copied, and now we have a subterranean tree. Perfect, just what I was planning. We need to do a flip first, so I'm going to look down so we can flip it on the vertical axis, and there we go. Now we're inside the tree, so let's get outside the tree, and there we go. You know what, I'm actually going to undo that again, and I'm going to dig it a little bit deeper in because I think it's too tall. Let's paste it in here instead. There we go. Get rid of the selection. Yeah. Okay. So we've got a pretty good base for a tree there. But alas, I can't be content with this. I must get my hands dirty and fix this because this technique, while it's good, is not good enough. I don't know how to make it. I don't know if I can improve it to make it so that there's less work to do, but I definitely need to do a bit of work at this point to try and clean the shape up. Hello, GS Videos. How are you today, friend? Whoa. Yeah, so I had a taste of that in New Zealand. There's one section in the South Island, Christchurch, which is like that. It's a straight road for all day. It's a full day's drive on just a straight flat road, and I'm sure you're like, oh, one full day. Oh, ho 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 ho. Oh, wait, if you're American, you'll be like, ha ha ha. No, okay, I'm gonna stop that. That's gonna lose me some friends. Oh gosh. But yes, so it was a whole day's flat drive, and that was pretty mind-numbing. I thought we were going to crash. The only thing that was interesting was the wildfires, which were happening nearby. So at least there was like an ominous yellow glow in the sky and some big pillars of smoke. Hello, Jerome. If you like curvy roads and hills, you will love New Zealand. It's just curvy roads and hills for almost the entire country, and the driving is great. I mean, it's dangerous, it's hair-raising at times, but it is fantastic. Out of the 2 places that I've driven in my life, that is where I learned to drive and where I drove in New Zealand. New Zealand was definitely better than my little village in the northeast. So there's that. Heyo. Oh, you said his name. That's interesting. I thought it would be censored, but maybe not. Well, I mean, I don't know about the only way to drive. Okay, you want my best cowboy accent? Yeehaw, brother! I'm a cowboy from Texas or somewhere else that's near the south. Yeehaw! Howdy, partner. This is too long now. Well, I mean, I would expect... I mean, it's kind of awkward, because we definitely have one guy, one of our mods is named Send Nudes, and his name is definitely censored. People can't say it. So how's that for accountability? You know, you can rely on being able to call the mod out in chat, but not. Don't worry, I got my accent game down strong, mate. I can do all accents. Hello, Viper Strike. I'm gonna go through here. And we'll just try and make this look a little bit more like a leaf and less like a weird streamer. Oh wait, I'm a weird streamer. That's not what I meant by a streamer though. This is cool. This might be the coolest tree I've built so far, actually. What is your name? Oh, are you... You are the, You are the Send Nudes, are you? We got even more accountability now. People could just say, oh yeah, that guy. It kind of looks like a palm tree almost. It's such a cool, it's a cool name. Although I don't know what we're going to call you. Cool. I'll fit right in then, right? That guy. Nice. Okay, so we have another palm tree, another big boy. Let's get some smaller ones. Let's copy some smaller ones because I'm lazy. He who must not be named. How about that one? Which one haven't we copied? I don't think we've copied this one. Just grab this one real quick. I think I have copied this one actually. I've definitely copied this one. Screw it, I'll build a new one. I'm from Texas. My mama told me I should not talk to strangers. So I'm gonna stop talking now. I don't know what character I just created, but it was a very... Oh, come on. What's... Got low frame rate suddenly. It seems to be okay now. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know what character I created, but it's clearly a self-destructive one. Shortest-lived character voice. Actually, my shortest-lived character voice is any time I try to do an accent and I don't immediately get it right, because then it's immediately just bail before somebody is permanently offended and sets out on a mission of honor to end my life. Okay, I've definitely got like real low frame rate here, or at least frame drops, so I'm just gonna drop the render distance down. So that hopefully will improve it. Bye bye! go down here a little and bring that out. And we're gonna let's bring one leaf out this way. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, good enough. And through here, little leafy boy. What else did I do in the US? So I went around in. I went to Philadelphia, which is kind of close. Is that in Maryland or is that not in Maryland? Biggest American stereotypes. Are you ready to be offended? Americans are. Let's see. They're thought to be fat. I mean, that's a big one. Big, get it. Wait. They are somewhat polite, overly polite in some ways, but also rude in others. Very, very forward, like far too forward. Much more forward than is reasonable, I think, is probably the common opinion. Really unsubtle. Like, American humor, for example, is regarded as being a bit, well, yeah, a bit on the nose, generally. Let's get another little one in here. What else? I think a common like stereotype is that they don't really know too much, certainly about Europe. Like, it's not ignorant generally, but ignorant particularly of other countries, I think, is a stereotype. I don't know whether it's true, having not met really enough Americans to say so. But I think that Americans don't really travel within the US, outside of the US. I think is quite common as well. I mean, that's kind of not really even a stereotype, though, right? Isn't there like a third of Americans not having a passport or something, or more than that even? I think, which is a lot, really. When you get down to it. All right, I'm done with palm trees for now. We'll have to continue this later. What can I put on here? I don't really know how I can jolly this up, because at the moment it's just kind of dull. Maybe little bushes could work. Let's do jungle bush. So I'm going to do a B for voxel sniper, tree, jungle bush, and then I'm just going to prune these down so we have a little bit of foliage on here in the areas where I think it might be, you know, kind of able to survive. I'm just going to kind of trim it down a little bit. Over here is a cool place for it, I think. Whoops. Not there, down there. And down here, we could actually probably fit a bigger tree there. It's kind of sheltered, isn't it? Nice. Right. So let's just trim these down a little bit by hand. Make them look a bit weather beaten. So just gonna, yeah, make them a bit smaller. Yes, and I think I'm gonna put some grass in here too, some long grass. Oh sure, yeah. I mean, obviously, the negative stereotypes don't do, or the stereotypes themselves don't really define a country. I mean, there's a lot of stereotypes about Britain, but all true. But you know, it still doesn't tell you much about the country. When I was in New Zealand, actually, we were having a go exchanging stereotypes. Big stereotype that comes up a lot for Brits in New Zealand is look down their nose, think they're better than us. I'm sitting there thinking, yep, definitely. No, we're better than you guys. The common stereotypes for Britain are, for some reason, bad breath, bad teeth, bad dental hygiene. I don't know why. Kind of ugly is a common stereotype. Polite is very common. Reserved. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think those are some of the main ones. Love to drink tea. But I mean, obviously, well, it's more English, I suppose. The Scots and the Welsh are quite different, or certainly the Scots. Actually, shots fired. I think someone's gonna try and take a shot on me for that one. I'll probably die. Some Welshman. Yeah, messed up teeth and big nose. I don't know why, because we have we've got really good dental care. Like our dental care is the best. Some of the best in the world. So, I mean, I do have messed up teeth though, to be fair, look. Slightly messed up. In fact, my whole family has messed up teeth, or at least my brother and sister do. So, I guess somehow it proves to be true. I don't think of anything else. Yeah, I think the politeness, good at queuing, is a common one. I don't know why everyone else has such a problem, but I mean, like, it's not that hard. Just don't be an asshole and queue nicely, you know. It's quite simple, really. But if you go to, I mean, obviously different countries have kind of different queuing cultures, but like in China, if you queue, and actually it's the same, to be honest, in Korea in some places. It's a bit different if you're like a white person, because they're kind of wary of foreigners. They don't see a lot of foreigners in a lot of areas, so you probably won't see the same thing. But I understand that if you're not like physically blocking the space of the person in front of you, that space is not yours, and anyone could just stand in that, which is weird. Well, yeah, we can be pretty rude too, to be honest. I think we're also famous for, or known for, dry sarky humour. I think that's probably fairly well founded. We do pride ourselves on our humour, which, if you don't get it, can seem pretty rude. And I mean, obviously there are legitimately some very rude people, as always, anywhere you go. So, I think I'll leave this area, give this area a bit of a rest for now. We'll maybe finish it next time. Let's see if we can blend in here for now. Oh yeah, no, it's we can be very rude, and be effective at it as well. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's find a good way of blending this beach in. Maybe we can take. Oh yeah, Americans can be rude too. Sure, it's not a particular feature of Brits, but I think Brits are effective at being rude. If they can be very hurtful, I think. And I mean, so can Americans, but the type of hurt that I would expect to receive from an American would be more like in your face. Hey, screw you, Pally, and whatnot. Hello. So actually, let's just pay a little bit of attention on this area here. So I'm just going to do sphere, sandstone 3, and masked stone. And we'll just cover up this stone a little bit with sandstone. And we'll get rid of this section here too. Just cover that up. So we have a bit more of a more realistic looking sandy cliff here. I do want to leave some of these rocks because I like how the rocks look. Let's actually... maybe I'll just smooth this out a little. Maybe I should smooth this area because it is supposed to be a beach. It doesn't make sense for it to be quite so rough. Well, I guess I'll leave this area for now. Let's find the transition here. I don't know how to do it. I think I should lift. Let's lift the edge off, and we'll have a little bit of a cliff, but not too much. So I'm just going to lift the edge up here. We'll bring it along here. In fact, why don't we'll have like a kind of a stone transition here so that we can have an excuse for changing foliage. So I'm just going to lift this whole area up a bit. And try and, once I smooth this in, we should have kind of an area that looks a bit like what we've got on the other side there. And then we can... yeah, we have some. Not very many. Quite a lot of Fords actually. Quite a lot of Ford makes a lot of cars that go to Europe. And there are some Chevys around. I think there are probably others that I just don't know are American. I'm not really sure which brands are specifically American because I don't know too much about cars. Common cars really are some things like Ford. In the UK we get Ford. What else? Fiat, Nissan, Renault, BMW, Audi. Probably the most common brands of car, I suppose, in the UK. And I guess only Ford really is American from that list. When I was in America, I noticed the cars are just gigantic, like absolutely, just humongous, in a way that we just do not do in the UK. I understand it's something to do with the law. The law was made so that it's more efficient to have a big. It's better to have a big gas guzzling vehicle than it is to have a. I know gas is cheap, but I think there was something with the law. That it works out actually better to have a huge vehicle than it does to have a small one. Is that true? Ford fanboy. Is that their new model? The Ford fanboy. I'm going to get some grass cylinders in here because of the blend ball struggles when we have kind of overlapping, when we have like layers of materials like this. It's probably faster just to do it with the... They're just huge though, I mean, the cars, not the girls. Like I don't know, it's just gigantic. Maybe it's like you take a regular car and then you make it 20% bigger in every direction, and you end up with like an American-sized car, which is funny. I mean, I remember I was riding my uncle's car in America, and it's just gigantic. It's just enormous. Like, it has seats in the back. but they're just kind of floating there, not really attached to anything. So they're just two individual. It's like a big. I'm not sure if it's a station wagon or what. I guess the seats come out. But there's just two seats, like here, and there's like space just everywhere. Like, you know, it's like being on a train, like level of space. Like normally with a British car, you know, you're kind of crammed in, you fit, but there's not a lot of space. Like you don't have you couldn't like stretch your arms out or stretch your legs out. So that was a really weird sensation. Just space, loads more space than was really necessary. So yeah, I don't get really. I mean, it seems like it's a waste of fuel. I know fuel is cheap, but it seems like still like why? Yeah, still you could have cheaper transport if you had smaller cars. Yeah, I mean it was nice, but it also it felt a bit weird in that like it didn't. As I said, I was just kind of floating there. It wasn't like I was in it felt like the seats had just been stuck into a big box. It wasn't like it didn't feel nicely designed, I suppose. There's quite a lot of trucks, but yeah, not as many as in the US. We have a lot more trains, I think. Trains are a much bigger deal here. So I'm actually going to use a cylinder here, so we can get some let's do 2.4 BR. There we go. So I'm just going to use this just to try and put in a cliff edge here. And then I think I'm going to use the World Edit Cliff Brush to try and turn it into an actual cliff. We'll see whether that works, but yes, cool. And we'll bring it around here. There are some trucks in Europe, but yeah, I think it's a very different culture, really. With the in terms of the road, I think the road culture is way different. Like England, for example, and some places in Europe, we have tiny roads. Like the roads are so small that you can't fit two cars by each other. So like a truck is not a lot of use because you can't take. Well, you can take it a lot of places, but you can't take it everywhere. Hello, OzKid Gamer, welcome. So I'm going to try out the cliff brush here. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll just see what happens. Nearly works actually. If I do that there, yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, this is kind of working actually. We'll serve, I think, and then we just need to kind of swell the grass over it. So we'll use. Do we still have a grass cylinder? I don't think we do. So I'll just grab that cylinder of grass back, and I'm just going to grow the grass. So you guys, never say this stream is boring, because we are literally watching grass grow right now. So what could be more exciting? Oh goodness. I'm so funny sometimes, don't you think? Yeah, so what did you do with your morning? Evening? Afternoon? Oh goodness. Oh, you mean, I see what you mean by trucks. You mean a pickup truck. So we don't even really have pickup trucks in the same way. We almost don't have them. Yes, you may send me. go for it. I'll see those messages hopefully, and I will respond. So yeah, you have my Facebook address, right? For my Imgal page. Oh goodness, what is causing these frame drops? I don't know. I'm hoping it won't be continuous though. It would suck. Oh, actually, you know what's happening soon? This is not very relevant to this stream, but maybe it is. A game that I've been waiting for since I was about 12, maybe 13, no, maybe older than that, 15. It's been in development for 10 years at least. It's finally reaching its kind of public first public stage. So I may be playing that and maybe streaming that. It is a game about it's an MMORPG, although at this point it's not an MMORPG, it's like a hosted multiplayer game about survival and building and developing. And so you start with not much and you have to build a city, and you can kind of gather resources and craft things, and I suppose kind of like Minecraft, except that it's more a combat game, and ultimately it's supposed to be kind of a sandbox MMORPG. So that game is finally, as I say, after about 10 years in development hell, reaching a point of maybe being releasable. I may give it a go on the stream. We'll see what it works like, because I would like to support them. As I say, I've been waiting. I've paid them a lot of money over the years as well. I should probably at least play the game. Its name is Trials of Ascension, and it probably looks like garbage. I haven't been keeping too closely up with it. Probably looks like garbage. It probably is garbage, arguably. I shouldn't badmouth the game before I play it, but I know the odds are not great. There was a similar concept, Life is Feudal, I think, which did not go well. So I'm not holding up too much hope. Yeah, the game is named Trials of Ascension. It's on Steam at the moment. It's released very shortly. I don't know if it's today or when. I kind of object to having to pay, considering I've already paid for the game, but at this point, may as well, I guess. But it was when I was like a teenager, I thought this sounded great, this game. Like, oh, you can do anything. You can be a dragon. Awesome. I didn't think being a dragon was a major point of the game, but it seems to be what's made it into release. So you can be a dragon as well. I should have mentioned that, shouldn't I? You can be a dragon. Or a giant spider. So an interesting selection of characters made it into this initial release. Not really the ones I would have chosen, but... Cool. Gonna put some sandy sand out here, and that should give us a not very exciting but basic transition there. Maybe it's just not good enough. Maybe I should make this better, a bit more dramatic. Yeah, screw it, let's do it. So here's how I'm going to do that. Let's just take the whole thing and raise it. Raise this whole area up. Wait, I want to raise the top only. Let me grab the top of the tree there. What I'm going to do is do a cut, I suppose. I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go up again. I'm going to do a paste. And now we've really... This should really dramatify the whole landscape, I think. Oh, I left half a tree. Did I? No, I didn't. Oops. There we go, perfect. Let's just leave it like that, shall we? Alright, so I guess we want to get some stone cylinders in here, so let's do that. Stone cylinders. Height-wise, let's make it a 3... What's that, like a 6 maybe? 7. So for now I'm just going to run around here and just fill out this whole area. And while I'm going to run around here, I want you to know that I'm never going to give you up, never going to let you down, never going to run around and desert you. Oh no, I shouldn't keep you from sleeping. You should definitely sleep. There's more important things in life than watching a British guy play Minecraft. Like sleep. All the way around, or we can perhaps blend in the outlying areas here as well. Maybe we should have raised the whole area, but oh well. You live and you learn. Doma. Doma. That's a cool name. And I should probably just use a... Oh goodness, got trapped in a dark space. Oh, it's much more dramatic. Cool. Alrighty. So let me see here. We also need to blend in here. So let's see how we can do that. Only 3 AM. I can put you right to sleep. No worries, guys. Where am I going with this? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a rock brush. Ah. Ryan, stop me. I should have used this before, actually, shouldn't I? Whoa. Not what I intended. Let's do a smaller radius, in fact. Try this, see what happens. Basically gonna get like cylinders, aren't we? Spheres. That's not gonna work. I want to make it a bit rougher, actually. Let's try making it rougher. So we go up to like 70. Cool, cool. You know what I should have done? I should have done this before. Can I undo, like, loads? Just undo what I just did and fix it with the rocks instead. Perfect. Wow, I was really lucky that I didn't undo the... Oh, sorry, I missed your top of the rest of your message there, Doma. Yeah, it's a cool name, for sure. I know a couple of the languages. I can speak German, I can speak a little bit of Swedish, and I know some very basic French. So let me do that. Let me get that brush back again. So we'll do a size 5, and I think what we can do is just put this in here. And we can basically move this around here, and hopefully we'll make like a cool overhang, is my intention. Hello, Danielle. I think this rock brush is actually way cool. This has got so many applications. I'll definitely be using this in future to build with instead of using cylinders, which I sometimes do. Cylinders were probably more appropriate for what I was doing earlier, but I sometimes use cylinders to make rocks, and this works way better. But we'll definitely be trying this out if I have to do more rocky terrain. Oh, what did that do? Oh, we're okay. Yes, and through here. Bring this out over here. Nice. If you're interested, I can demonstrate my language skills for the sake of nobody and to embarrassment of anybody who... to the embarrassment of me to anybody who understands. Ich spreche Deutsch. Ich habe Deutsch in die Schule gelernt. Das war 10 Jahre Zeit. Ich spreche Deutsch ab und zu, aber ab und zu. Jeg kan også tale svensk. Svensk er min freundin er svensk. This is taking all of my brain power, trying to budge my way through this. So I'm going to use a smooth brush here, blend ball. Sorry, I think I'll use a fairly small one. Whoa, what is this? Something is going wrong here. We are none. Yeah. What? Oh, BB. See, BB. Yes. My music. I have quite wide-ranging music tastes. I quite like really kind of down-tempo chill stuff, as you may have guessed from my playlist. So I usually, when I'm at work, I will listen to some kind of really chilled out stuff to kind of keep me in the zone a bit. I like... I used to be kind of huge on the EDM, so I used to really like dubstep. Not well, way back I used to be quite fond of kind of bro step, but that appeal of that kind of waned. I do still like kind of have a somewhat like kind of chill step, if you know what that is. I know there's some genres maybe that people don't know. Hopefully you guys do, being on the internet and all. Let's just get some rocks in here too, just to patch this area out. Yes, so that's maybe. I mean, I like some rock. Rammstein is one of my favorite bands when I was younger. When I said lo-fi, I mean lo-fi in the technical sense rather than the specific sense, I suppose. So I find that, like, the lo-fi chill radio is a bit too lo-fi for me. Maybe lo-fi was the wrong word. Really quite chill. Like carbon-based life forms, really good. XXYYXX. Yeah, I don't know that particular artist. There's a lot of future electronic, I suppose you might call it. It's not yet a genre, I suppose. May never be a genre, but doesn't really belong to a genre, but is electronic, I suppose. Whoops. Would be called future electronic, I think they call it. Bye bye. American country. Not my favorite, actually, but as I say, I'm fairly chilled when it comes to genres. I mean, So I'll happily listen to like Rammstein or Disturbed. I've been to a few festivals, metal festivals in my lifetime. Yeah, I've been to all kinds of music really. I wouldn't say I hate country music. It's just definitely not my speed. So let's see if we can kind of blend this edge here. This is kind of a recurring problem that I'm having, trying to blend edges like this together. And the blend ball doesn't do the job because it doesn't like blending edges like this. So maybe some kind of, or maybe a rock tool? Oops. Let's try the rock tool again. And just fill this area in and then try with a blend ball. Hello, slimy boy. And hello, Mr. British Beast. You what, mate? So, yeah, I don't know how. I think it's reasonably popular in the US, right? But I mean, it's horses for courses. Not everyone likes every kind of music. This is just the way of the world. Damn, these look really cool. It's just maybe not the right right effect for this area. I kind of want it to look more like what we have on the other side. So let's to that end, let's just do this. Let's finish this off and quit messing around. So we'll do what we did before. So I'm going to do a BR sphere dirt 2 maybe, and I'm just gonna. I need a 3, I think, and I'm just gonna take this along here, and just basically make an edge, force an edge on here. And then I'm going to chop the top off this edge and try and fill in behind it, which is easier said than done. But you got to do what you got to do. I think I did this wrong, actually. In fact, I've definitely done this wrong. Whoops. Let's actually, I think we're going to have to undo. I should have used stone, really. Undo 3 more, and undo 3 more again. And let's do the same, but we'll do it with stone. Okay. So we're just using this just to kind of level this off and to create a little bit of an overhang, similar to what we did on the other side over there. You can see it. Wow, actually, the distance is really low now. But over there somewhere, there is. An overhang that is made using this technique, and I wanted this to be the same kind of technique to make it match, rather than having all the techniques at once. Maybe I should make an area where I just kind of practice the techniques and can try out different ones and then save them, as it were. So if I want to use them later, I can remember how I did it. Because, for example, this edge here made of rocks looks super cool, but not really what I want right now, because I want to match. Oh, I had another really cool idea for how I was going to make, or what I was going to do on a stream. Let's get these boys out of the way, because they're in danger of dying. So I'm just going to copy them out. Cut-M 1817. Fly up. And we'll do a paste. Get them out of the way. Now what we can do is I think fill in behind, and to do that I will use how will I do this? Oh, Chipster, hello! Thanks for the rehost. So I'm going to fill in behind here with a cylinder of dirt, I suppose. One slash for that. 3. Well, I hope we can have the cake and eat it too. Actually, maybe one day. Because there are some, I think there's some very chilled corners of the internet where you can go and just kind of chill out and hang out. And I'd like to create that. And I guess at the moment we have that, but if we get more viewers, it may become more difficult to do that. But I think it can still be done. I think with the right attitude, we could still do that. We could still have it feel like kind of chill. So just trying to fill out the space at the back here to make it nice and flat, so we don't have. We had this problem on the other side. I am doing just fine. I'm okay. Today I was feeling a bit earlier because I have a really weak stomach and I drank some tea of all things. Oh no! Yeah, it sounds pretty pathetic actually, but I'm feeling better now, so that's good. After this, what I'm going to do is take another cylinder brush and I'm going to chop the top off. And the intention of that is to, well, to make it a flatter space, so we don't have this kind of. You can see we've got this lumpy thing going on, and we don't want that really. We want it to be kind of like coming to an edge rather than having a lip. I mean, that's part of why I'm filling in now. So. Let's get this. We're nearly there. Oh, I watched Pirates of the Caribbean last night. It's such a great movie. I love it. The original one, that is. And I know the later ones are better, but wait, worse. I meant worse. I still think 2 and 3 are quite good, but the first one is such a great movie. I love it. Haha. See, they do exist. Just rare. I like to think I'm fairly polite. Hello, chicken curry. I recognise that name. Have I seen you before? Have I threatened you before? As Jack Sparrow would say. You look horribly familiar. Have I threatened you before? Okay. Yeah, this works, so now we're going to chop the top off. So to do that, I'm going to do a brush air. 3. And let's just come along here, and we're just going to take that top layer off to try and kind of join these together onto kind of one layer. I've realised now that I need to put more grass in here, so I'm not going to take that layer out yet. We'll put some more grass in to fill that out. But I'll try to make this about the same height. Hello! Welcome. Correct Bucket. That's a great name. I don't know if that's... Is that a one of the Microsoft generated names? I got a really good Microsoft generated name. Now that I've thought about it, I can't really tell you because I don't want you guys to stalk me on Microsoft, but cool story, Imgal. You'll have to believe me, but I got a really cool randomly generated name from Microsoft. Not to imply that your name is randomly generated. I mean, I think I prefer if it wasn't, but Correct Bucket is a good name. That's all I'm trying to say. Yes, and we'll take a little off here and through here too. A little bit. It feels a little bit like being a barber or something here, just like trimming the top here, trying to make it look nice. Oh, a couple more people joined. Hello, everybody. So, what are we doing for time? Running out of time. So I'm just going to finish up this edge here real quick. So I'm going to hop into a lift brush here. I'm going to use a lift brush just to push through here, and the intention here being to make it more of an overhang. So I'm going to try and deform the base of these spheres back. Then I'm going to do my overlay. Hello! Samlam, welcome. I'm going to put the overlay over it to make it grassy again, and then I'm going to have a fly around and show you guys some of the build, because I'm sure there's some new viewers here who would like to see. So I'm going to have to do a blend ball too, so let's just do a BBB real quick. We'll increase the size there. And we'll run around here, and with some luck, we will get a cool result, not a lame result. And yes, it looks like we're getting a result that is cool. Probably no stream this evening, I'm afraid. But I'll see you tomorrow, I hope. Bye-bye, he who must not be named. Doma, is it Doma? There we go, okay. How are we doing time-wise? Just enough time. So we're going to do an overlay here. We're going to overlay with grass. Actually, this isn't good enough, is it? Let's do... You know what, I'm going to crank the view distance up so we can start seeing some stuff now. Go for a fly around. I start the stream, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's about an hour and a half ago. I'm going to do a cylinder grass 4. I'm just going to use this just to blend in those areas where it should have already blended but didn't. So here, for example. And then we can take an overlay brush, and we will do that, and then I'm going to have a fly around. Alrighty. Cool. Right, let's take the overlay brush now. And doing this, we can just quickly cover the surface. I think there's still going to be a little bit more work to be done on this, but I want to get it done for just now. A couple of floaters there, but we can leave those for now. Cool. Nice. So it definitely hit some grass on the ground there, but it's okay. Underneath the cliff, that is. Okay. So I hope there are some new viewers here, or I hope you guys don't mind us having a fly around, because that's what I'm going to do right now. Yes, cool. I will need to put those trees back down on it, but it's okay. Okay, so this is what we've been working on today, this area here. Still got a lot more work to do to kind of finalize it, but it's looking kind of cool. Here's what we did yesterday. Loading really slow. Or what we were... No, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday that we kind of decided to move on from this area. It's kind of a nice beach. Moving up here, we have a mountain. It's going to load. Goodness, it's really not loading very well today. Here's our mountain, complete with kind of cool glimmering interior. Have a jungle over here with some pools. It's a shame that the loading's not working quite so well. Oh well. I'm sure next time it will load a bit better. Moving on over back this way, we have the canyon, which is looking pretty cool. Yes, still quite happy with this one. Other side of the mountain over there. Not very finished forest area here, and definitely not finished this area. Who knows what's going to go there? We'll find out. Over here is moorland. Very small moorland, admittedly. Big dead tree boy. Moving on to this kind of not very healthy looking area. I really made a mistake when building this, and I need to repair it, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So this area will be repaired at some point. Through here is the peaceful valley, which I managed to save from rotting in the same way. It's still mostly intact. This is beautiful. Once I saw how beautiful this was, I really had to. I decided I had to keep going with this area and try to do more with the basically with the default Minecraft kind of terrain. Yeah, try and work with the terrain to make a really cool, interesting shapes. This archway is a bit rookie, but I've learned a lot since this. Little marshland here. Takes us to the mushroom area with mushrooms in it. Big surprise there. And you can still see the mountain. If only it would load properly, we would be able to see everything at once. And through here we have the Virulent Valley, which is still kind of a work in progress. I got a bit frustrated with it and bailed out, but it looks pretty cool, I think. The skull looks definitely pretty cool. But we had some real setbacks doing this. I couldn't get things right, so I gave up in the end. But this will be completed at some point. So yeah, I hope if there are any new viewers, this has been a good introduction for you, and if there are any old viewers, I hope I didn't bore you. I will now have to say adios, amigos, because I must be off to my real day job. And so I'm just going to fly back so I don't forget where I am. Not that there's too much a risk of that, but... Cool. Back we are. To looking at unloaded terrain. Yay. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to see you next time, when I will be continuing with this. So bye bye everybody. Adios and goodbye and ciao and whatever. Bye.